Hey everyone, it's Jim, and tonight, as I'm recording this, I'm going to be starting a new project for my entries for mosquitocon 2014. And I thought I'd start off things with something I've never really built before, or the type I've never built before, but it'd be a good learning experience. So I thought I would start off with building the Cosmo Falcon. I've already done an unboxing for this. You can see that in my list of videos. It's the last couple of days. And let's just get right to it. I've already unboxed it earlier. I was going over some parts, and as you see, I've already taken plates out. Let's do that while we're here. Start taking all the plates out, because I'm going to be test fitting this before I actually completely build it. Or, if you wonder where the water slides are, right here in the manual. There you go. So I don't lose them. And, yeah. It's a very different kit that I'm used to. Because mostly I'm building Gundam models, right? So might as well start off with something new and see how I go from there. And I've noticed in here there are very tiny parts. Like parts you do not want to lose. Otherwise, I'm going to screw up this whole project. And I think I said this in my in my one video about these. I'm actually going to be making the missiles and putting them on the rack and hard pointed to the model. So that'll be glued on later at a later point. You'll see. And the last thing you see is also the stand. So that will be used for the majority of this kit, mainly to help paint. But yeah, after I'm done painting everything, it will be painted something that will be appropriate. I really do like this base though, especially how it has this little divot here. There you go, in the light there. There's a little divot there. Erase section where you can actually put the decals, which are right here. You put them on there as such, and it doesn't look like it really matters which version you go for. It really doesn't matter if you go with the light or dark writing. It looks like it's the same. But you could choose from your the 4 decals there. I like this one down here a lot. I might go for that. Anyway, I'm going to leave that in the box for now, along with this. But going over to plates. Here looks like it has most of the, like, you got the cockpit center with the control stick, and here's where the actual seat is. So we'll see about that. So here's more gray parts. Here's the missiles, as I already mentioned. here's yellow parts for the whole kit, or the multicolor plate, which looks like this detached a little bit. You got your pilot right here and him standing. Plus you also get the landing gear, it seems, which I won't be using. And you get more dark parts here, as well as your clear parts, which are going to be taped off later on, and I'll be trying to color the rims around them. But anyway, here's the blue. And what do you say we start with the snap belt? So here's how they look before being snap built together. And as you can see, I've now finished snap building the Cosmo Falcon. I actually omitted some parts, like here on the nose cone, and underneath here where the gun turrets are. Those are going to be painted later. And if you wonder why that door's missing, it's right here. It pops in, but I got to glue it down. Nothing is glued yet, because I just wanted to get a feel of the kit, see how it looks. If you're going to straight build this, this is pretty much it. All you got to do is just add the clear parts here, add the little turrets there, or guns there, and you're good. But since I'm not done, you'll see why. Of course, I gotta I gotta do some gluing, like tail here. This yellow part and black part have to get glued together. The yellow parts on the wings have to be glued onto the wings themselves, because they're not attached. Or they're attached only by like one point, and I gotta make sure that they match up nicely. And as you can tell from the other side, colors aren't exactly as the manual looks. As you can see, you see on the manual that they're gray underneath, not blue. So I'll have to do something about that. And there you go. It falls out like I said. It'll get glued in place. So now I'm going to disassemble it to the best that I can. And then I'll start priming. Or actually I'm going to start gluing parts together that need to be glued. And I'm going to start priming parts. And then I'll go on from there. So, on to the next part. Alright, so I really never went over the colors for what I'm going to be doing for this guy here. But I thought as might as well. It's very simple. There's only like 4 major colors on the plane itself. And before I even do that, I had a little hiccup with the build. I was able to work something out because of what happened to it, but yeah, there was a little damage that happened. This side is completely fine, but this side snapped off. I don't know how, but it just completely snapped off. As you can see, I got this all prepped. It's glued. All the yellow pieces are glued to the wings. The wings are actually just held in place by friction, so I take them out and just mask them so I can get them ready for painting the yellow later on. But that's what happened. So yeah, I also got everything all separated. I'm ready to prime. So before I even do any priming, I want to talk about colors. And I did, before I even say colors, another thing I want to mention is that I was originally going to go add missiles to this, but since they're being a pain in the ass, I'm not going to add them. I'm just going to have it like as is, with slight little damage to the wing. But yeah, Anyway, I'm going to do some... I'm going to paint the colors that you see here. For the yellows, I'm just going to go with the Vallejo's regular yellow. It's nice and golden for it. So it's going to be nice for it. For the gray parts that you see here, for the whole underbelly, I'm going to be trying out this new color that I picked up yesterday. And I'm going to try out this Usaf Gray. There we go. It's a light gray, actually. But I think it'll be good for the bottom of this. For the dark parts, like the tail, parts on the front, the little details in between, I'm going to go with NATO black, because that'll be a nice little color for that. And last but not least, the blue. A lot of people are thinking, well, what are you going to do for blue? I'm going to tweak it a little bit, and I'm going to go with this one. Blue Angels Blue. I think it's a nice little shade of color for it. It'll be nice. I'll have to do maybe 1 or 2 coats. But, yeah, so as you can tell, I've already put things here. I did the missiles anyway, just to see if I can do it. And they're pretty easy, but putting them on the wings is another story. Because they don't really have a hard point. Or they do, but it doesn't... When you glue them in place, they just don't hold. So... And I got all the black parts here. That'll be NATO black. And here's the rest of the blue parts, which I've also put the canopy in. As you can see, I taped them up just to get the trim. And where is it? I said I wouldn't do this, but I did anyway. I added the clear parts to the nose cone because unfortunately there's no peg for them. So you had to glue them in place. Give it a nice little rounded front. I'll just sand it down just to get things confirmed. But very happy with it. So, yeah, so I'm pretty much done the prep work. So, on to the next part.